Hi everybody, Christopher and Sarah here, life transformation and self-empowerment coaches with Soul and Wonder, and we are back this week for a video very dear to our hearts, the one thing that you might be missing in your self-love routine.
What is it?
Oh, self-love, the self-love realm. We're in this whole era where it's all about self-love. It's all about self-empowerment. And this is good. I'm not knocking that. We need to love ourselves. But
how can we do it effectively? How can we do it in a way that is actually meaningful, that resonates with our heart, and is not just words coming out of our mouth?
And not just that superficial stuff that, we read in books, we do in workshops, we hear inspirational leaders say on their YouTube videos and just apply it to our life like a Band-Aid. How can we actually get to the root of self-love and what self-love actually is?
Maybe a lot of you may be looking yourself in the mirror every single morning and saying to yourself, I love you, I love you, I love you. Does that resonate with you when you say that? If it does, wonderful. Feel that in your heart, feel that in your soul. But if you are repeating these affirmations over and over again and you're just really not getting any feedback, where do we need to go from here to really go deeper within ourselves to find out where it is that, well, one, why we might not be feeling that way, and two, how can we emerge and really, really feel those words on such a deep level?
The biggest problem is that it's easy to love ourselves when we're at our greatest points. It's easy.
When we're most confident.
When we're most confident, when we feel the most beautiful, when we're wearing the best dress, whatever it might be, we love ourselves very, very easily. But do you love yourself when it's the most difficult time to love yourself? Do you love yourself when you get so angry and you outburst and you end up hurting someone's feelings? Do you love yourself when you get in an argument with a loved one or when you don't look so hot that day? All of these things that are temporary are constantly changing. And what we're finding is that our self-love is dependent on our external experience.
Yeah, and those external experiences validate our lives oftentimes. And where can you reach within yourself to fulfill that validation from within?
And that's when it comes to loving yourself fully and wholly as you are in each passing moment. The divine being within you is not changing, but what we see on the outside manifested in this physical reality is in constant flux with our choices and the ramifications of our choices. And our self-perception is often dependent on the consequences of the choice that we made. So it's not to say that to love oneself means to love that you got angry and yelled at your spouse. It doesn't mean that you love the behavior or the action. It means that you see yourself in that moment as a divine being teaching itself who and what it is in truth through the experience of separation, polarity, intensity, duality, whatever other words you want to use, and using that as an opportunity to let go of the things that are not actually you. So, and when you rephrase it that way, in that sense, yes, can you love yourself in anger? Absolutely, and you should.
And it's the whole you. So even the whole you has both of these aspects, whether that's anger, rage, frustration, irritation, you name it, you quote unquote negative emotions. It also has the capability to be positive, happiness, joy, fulfillment, all of that, love, which we are talking about now, is the whole you. So regardless of what type of emotional outburst you may have had, that is still a part of you in
Mhm.
the internal community within yourself.
You can go even deeper into character traits.
Mm.
We identify often with labels. Oh, I'm a lazy person. Oh, he's so goal driven. Oh, she's so intelligent. They're so successful. We attach all these labels to us and we define this personality that we think we have. And what we are doing is we're limiting ourselves into this box of these expectations of how we're supposed to always be because somebody somewhere told us we were this and we agreed to it. Self-love is about seeing that these character traits, these emotional experiences,
They
all of this is
exist.
temporary.
Mhm.
It's all temporary. It's all malleable. You get to create your experience. You get to decide how your presence, how it interacts with experiences around you, how your reality is created. When we are attaching so strongly to some character traits because they're on the more positive side of the spectrum, and we are embarrassed or ashamed of the more negative traits that are on the other side of the spectrum, we divide ourselves. We start to say that, oh, the lazy person in me is bad, so I can't love that part of me. I can only love the part of me that's goal-driven and motivated. We're already dividing ourselves before we've ever even realized it. Then we go along saying and, exclaiming that we just so love ourselves. It's like, did you love all of you, or did you only love the part of you that you wanted the world to see?
So it's really what it boils down to is radical acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
And the acceptance of yourself having this human experience for this temporary amount of time, but to accept yourself as is. Because when you strip away it all, when you take away all of the layers, you come to this core essence that is truly you. And that core essence of you is unconditionally loving, pure, and whole. So, while we are in this human experience, can we accept all of us? And if we can get to that point where we say, yes, yes, I can, that is the point of true self love.
So I want to challenge you today. If you have a bout of depression, anxiety, anger, any unpleasant experience, I want to challenge you to see it for what it is. Not you, but just a part of you that you are experiencing for your soul's growth. And to look that part of you in the eye and tell yourself, I love you for all that you are in this present moment, and I will continue to love you for all that you are as you continue to change and grow. Because you're not going to be depressed forever. You're not going to be anxious forever or angry forever. It's all passing. But if you can extend just a little bit of compassion, a little bit of empathy, a little bit of love for the parts of you that are the most hard to love, then you have reached that point of self-love that you can go screaming at the mountaintops to everybody and say, I fucking love myself.
Please, guys, leave your comments below, questions, concerns, feedback, anything you have, anything you're working through right now that we can help you with. We would be more than happy to do so.
And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss next week's video, which is a continuation of this one. We want to get a little bit deeper on how exactly to love the parts of yourself that you might kind of hate. So stick around. We'll see you guys every week.